Good afternoon, Andy.
Day. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, and good afternoon, morning,
Good afternoon,
evening
everybody.
to everybody else on our call. So our numbers are clicking up at the moment. Part of the reason why we run the little vid to start with, but also to hopefully get a few people excited about what's going to happen.
Indeedy. It's been another good week in terms of just people getting their head around what's going on and just understanding this phase that we're in, which is it's really starting. You know, like the next phase is well and truly underway, which is pretty cool. Yep. So for all of you playing at home, these SuperOne Saturday sofas, they're for affiliates only. It is not the end of the world if you happen to be non-initiated SuperOne and beyond this call. It's just some of the things may not make a great deal of sense to you, but you're welcome anyway. So what we're going to do today, Dave, I think, is we're just going to spend a bit of time and just drill down into some more detail around the affiliate, the uni level affiliate plan. But really, I believe you've got something prepared to focus on really what is quite exciting around that what we're calling the 6x6 strategy for those that are really keen on building a business and accessing that incredibly lucrative level 5 and 6 of the comp plan. So with that, folks, we've got a Q&A function in play. So if there's anything that you want to know, anything that we can take the time to answer to the best of our ability, obviously the difficult questions go to David, the really easy ones go to me. And with that, the Q&A function is down the bottom. Just click that, type it in there, and we'll do our very best towards the end of today's session just to answer those. I might have a bit of a chat with you all after Dave's presentation, and we might tag team a little bit, but I think the stage is set for your brilliance, Mr. Cole.
Awesome, thank you. And I've done everything except put my PowerPoint in show mode, so I'm just getting that set up because I don't want to necessarily run that video again. So we'll get that organised.
All good. Although it is a very funky video, I do like the tunes in it too. Yeah, gets you excited.
And thank you to the person that told me that my background is different to Andy's. Yes, I got the wrong file out today. But anyway, that will magically change itself at some point during the course of
Zoom magic.
There's a bit of Zoom magic. But before I do that, yes, it's my turn to talk. And we'll just remind people we will take questions today. Love you to put them in the Q&A, to type them in. We have too many people to manage raised hands. So if you put your hand up and find it suddenly drops down, it's because we much prefer to, it's much easier to manage if you're in the Q&A, and then we can go through and collate numbers of questions, because a lot of people have the same question. And then we will answer those towards the end.
And for the lovely chap who is diligently asking us questions in French, despite what people may think, none of us speak French. So with that, if you could use a translate function or something like that, tip it in there in English. German's okay, but I'm tipping he doesn't speak German. So yeah, English is our preferred communication method, spoken and written. Righto. That would that's, are we ready to go? It's a nice little filler there, Mr. Cole. A little filler.
I am ready to go.
Beauty.
All right. So what I wanted to talk about was a little bit more in-depth discussion around the uni level plan, the changes to the uni level plan, and how you can use the calculator to work out yourself the value of the 6x6 strategy. Because if you want to become a golden millionaire, it is absolutely possible. The numbers don't lie, but it does take a little bit of activity. And we've been speaking to a number of people in our own groups who generally are a little bit put off by this whole sharing process, because they go, oh yeah, network marketing, you know, make a list of 100 and start talking to them and do this and do that. But the concentration there is on going wide. You know, this business pays at depth, and you'll see that as I go through. And if everything works neatly, which it doesn't always happen, but if everything works deeply, you can achieve this by only going 6 wide. But maybe you'll need 7, 8, 9, 10. But you don't need to be 50 wide to get the value. And in fact, you get more value through the depth than you do through the width. It's all about earning like legends. A little bit of a recap. We've got our profit scenarios. We know that on a worst case scenario, the 300,000 monetized users should be able to generate $20 million worth of revenue to the affiliates each year. And that's split evenly between staking, which is where the passive revenue streams come from. So predominantly your super token and your pool tokens. The other assets, the NFTs, will also generate revenue, but that's a little bit further down the track when the game really gets cranking. Very hard to predict that as well. But the super token and the pool token, a lot easier to predict. So there's revenue coming through there. Now, that's passive. For the active affiliates, those people who choose to share the opportunity and support the growth, then there's another 20 million. And this compensation plan is very generous if you understand where where the money is. And that's what I'm going to try and run through with you today. If we get to 1 million monetized users, well, we know that we'll be well and truly listed before then, because we're talking just about 1 million players for listing, but 1 million monetized players, you know, that really increases the pot, and that's 60 million back to affiliates, 30 million in staking, and another 30 million through the affiliate plan. And just on that, as the players get allocated out in exchange for your player tokens, then they are going to be generating those active bonuses for you. So we might say it's active, but your players are going to do that organically. And the players are going to do that being prompted and promoted by the game and by the company, possibly as well as you. So there's an opportunity there. And essentially, 3 million players spending $1 a day, we know well and truly on a massive run. And I would suggest that would be where the hockey stick really curves up. So if you're into graphs, everything goes along steadily along the bottom, and then all of a sudden it kicks up. And I think when we get to that 3 million monetized players, we should see things really start to gain momentum. this is a business. If you want to be active, you need to treat it like a business. If you want to be passive, you need to look at the assets. You need to understand how the assets generate revenue, and then you need to acquire as many assets as possible. For our actives, you get both opportunities, because to be active, you need to buy loot box. Loot box gives you the assets. The assets generate the passive revenue. Our loot box tiers 10 through to 25,000 US dollars. Now I'm going to show you in the calculator how a $10 entry can still generate an active revenue stream, which is pretty cool. And of course, there is an assumption that, you know, if we can show you how to make $50, you may choose to increase to a bronze, or you may wait till you're at 100 and then increase to a bronze. And similarly, if you're bronze, you may increase to silver, or silver to gold. The modeling is all done around gold for a couple of reasons. One, that's where most people so far, that gold loot box is the most prevalent loot box in terms of dollar value that has come into the business. I mean, there's definitely a lot more entries bronze loot boxes or affiliates holding those than there are with gold. But in terms of dollar value, there's far more dollar value gone through the gold loot boxes. And of course, we still have a fair cohort that are platinum and diamond loot box holders. Right now, and this is really important because this will end. We know there was a bit of a false ending in the week of the 6th. We were supposed to switch over to credits. We were supposed to be able to change the token, but with some technical challenges and requirements from the game app, the attention needed to be directed to that. Some people may have noticed that the Android app for the game dropped out of Google Play for a couple of days. It had to be taken out while they made some changes and updates to the policy statement and some other elements. Full details of that I don't know, but it necessitated them taking it out. That is now back in the App Store with an upgrade, and there's a few little visible tweaks there. So the switch to credits got pushed out to the end of this month. It's not a hard date, but because it requires a programming switch to be turned on and implemented, so it'll be around about the end of the month. But right now, the loot boxes are valued and the contents are distributed based on the 10-cent valuation of super. And of course, with your gold, you get 20% bonus. With platinum, you get 30% bonus. And with diamond, you get a 40% bonus. But the whole valuation of the loot box contents is around super at 10 cents. And you get your pool tokens, your player tokens, thrown in as part of a bundle. Same with your 3 different NFTs. Now, these are a future income producing asset, NFTs that have utility because they're used in the game. Cards definitely used in the game, and spaces is where the advertising is going to land, and the towers is that player activity that happens outside the physical true-false game, where there will be additional quests and competitions and opportunities for us to monetize the players, or realistically for the players to spend to get value out of their engagement with the whole SuperOne world. So that will come. Right now, the cards are right on the cusp of generating their revenue because we have the in-app purchases turned on for the lifelines. There's a lag between the revenue flow because Apple and Google, they don't pay same day, next day, not like the XRP blockchain. They wait till the end of the month and then think about paying you the end of the next month. So we have to wait for all of that to kick in, and also the volume of in-app purchases increasing to a point where there's adequate rewards and adequate flow. But my experience with business is once you get past that first part of the cycle where you've got delayed incoming payments, once you get past there, then everything is okay and everything runs smoothly. But also there'll be a position where SuperOne won't necessarily wait for the payments to come back through from the app stores to then pay the bonuses out to the network. And as we say, credits only. Now, this is a fundamental change in the way the loot boxes are going to be structured. It's critically important to implement this change because we can't keep having super at a fixed number in the loot box, because at some point in the very near future, the value of super will be determined by the market. This first switch to credits, what it does is it enables the super valuation to be increased, and we will be doing that. Super will go from 10 cents to 20 cents under the credit system. And we are still waiting to find out exactly how pool tokens, player tokens, and the NFTs are accessed through the credits. Now, for those people that have NFTs, that the vouchers where they haven't exercised those yet, they're just sitting and waiting for some more content to come through, that's fine. All of those stay intact. But when we shift to credits to acquire any more, you will need to exchange credits for all 6 of those different assets, or each of the 6 of the different assets. So you'll be able to buy your tools in the game, so that's the lifelines. You'll be able to buy the tickets, which get you the NFTs, and then you'll be able to buy the assets, which is the 3 different tokens, super, pool, and player. The super and pool tokens have utility, they pay a passive revenue. The player token has a purpose because it then gives you a claim to a player that goes directly to the app store, downloads the app, registers, and starts playing. They have to be allocated somewhere, and they will be swapped out for your player tokens. All right. I've mentioned this briefly, 2 types of bonus. So what generates passive bonuses? It's just super tokens being staked. 10% of all revenue gets distributed back to the super token holders in additional super. The pool tokens, these are the limited supply, only ever going to be 800,000, designed for the very early people getting into the system. We can get those cleaned out because that becomes a trigger point for the marketing campaigns. But they also, the pool of 800,000 tokens is sharing 10% of the revenue, and that's where the real-time payments are originating now on the passive side. So every time a loot box sales goes through, 10% of that revenue is set aside, and it's distributed to the pool token holders in proportion to the number of tokens they hold. And if you've got your external wallet connected, which we strongly recommend you do, go straight into your external wallet. Yours to deal with how you choose. Cards, spaces, and towers will also generate those passive revenues when those elements of the game and SuperOne world start kicking in or start being implemented. But why most of you are here is to understand and earn from those active bonuses. And we have uni level, which is the levels 1 through to 10. That's what we're going to concentrate on today. Infinity bonus starts at level 11. The performance bonus, which is now going to be paid in additional super tokens. And for those people that are concerned that they haven't seen those sales pool payments going through, they are being accumulated and they will be retroactively credited to your super account. And of course, the leader bonus. All of those for a different session, but today we're going to focus on the uni level. The passive bonuses, as I've said, 10% on the token bonus, 10% on the pool bonus. The card bonuses work like this. You've got 5% of the revenue generated by the lifeline is allocated back to the cards. Now, if it's a bronze card, it's 5%. If it's a silver card, they're getting 5% on silver and bronze. And if it's diamond, they're getting 5% on all different levels. So that's how that actually works, which means the higher the value of card in terms of its tier, the more share in that revenue that you're going to get. Same thing happens with the spaces. This is something that is very unique in this whole online business environment, is where the affiliates are sharing in advertising revenue. You share in the advertising revenue through the spaces that you hold, and there'll be some mechanisms which we'll find out when the advertising kicks in. We'll find out exactly how that works, but 5% of the revenue from those ad campaigns is distributed back to the holders of the spaces. Now, every other platform will have their in-app purchases, their affiliates may get paid from referrals, but the platform takes all of the revenue from advertising, not SuperOne. SuperOne is sharing advertising revenue with us. And the tower bonuses. So the towers effectively at the different clubs, you'll start to see that you've been arbitrarily assigned to a club in the game. An update will come where you will be able to choose which club you want to be associated with, and that then will give you access to the towers at some point in the future. When you're in the towers, there's additional opportunities to engage with SuperOne World, with all of the other fans that are on board, and it will be an opportunity for our players to spend. And we all know when our players spend, the network earns. So the network will earn through when there's spending in the tower bonus, it will trigger payments for super tokens, pool tokens, and the tower NFT holders. So a lot of things happen off the back of each spend that happens in SuperOne. Let's look a little bit closer at loot boxes with credits. Now, right now we know that our gold loot box for $500, you get 6,000 super. So you're effectively paying 8.3 cents. But you're getting the pool tokens, player tokens, cards, spaces, and towers bundled in with them. When we go to credits, as I said, they'll buy the tools, which are the lifelines, and other tools, which effectively are in-app purchases. They'll buy tickets. Tickets get you the NFTs, and you'll buy assets, being those tokens. So that's what you'll be able to do with your credits. Now, there is, at some point in the future, you will be able to trade your credits, which effectively means you can sell your credits to players. And there'll be a mechanism for that built into the game. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Probably won't happen in the first couple of months that things are up and running, but it is a future revenue stream for SuperOne affiliates. I nearly said superannuation. The loot box credits. This is what we know so far. An entry will give you 300 credits. Now, $1 buys 30 credits. So it's simple math. $10 gets you 300. The bronze is 1,500 credits. The silver is 7,500. You get a bonus at gold. You get 20% extra. So instead of 15,000, you're going to get 18,000. There's a bonus at platinum and a bonus at diamond. For all of the credits, so 30 credits, $1, they all carry equal value. It's just when you acquire them through a gold, platinum, or diamond loot box, you'll get a bonus number of credits issued to you. Bear with me. My laptop's just decided to have a sleep. Here we go. Right. So from the end of this month, as I said, $1, 30 credits. You'll then be able to use those credits. At this point in time, this is the calculations that we've done. We will get a lot more detail around this because we don't know how many credits are required for pool tokens, player tokens, or the NFTs. But effectively, your bronze loot box will get 1,500 credits, and that will buy 250 super if you chose to spend all of it on super. There'll be some limits to what you can get, particularly with pool tokens and the NFTs, and that will be based on the rank, either your rank or the rank of the loot box that you acquire the credits in. My guess would it be based on your rank. which is the highest loot box you've ever purchased. That will determine what you can get. An example of that might be if you have, multiple bronze loot boxes and you accumulate the credits, you won't be able to buy gold NFT cards, for example. You would need to be a gold tier member to buy gold NFTs. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. The different bonuses, as I've said, the uni level bonus is what we're going to concentrate on for the next 5 or so minutes, because it has been upgraded. Now, we took out the binary payment plan because it was quite complex, but it also didn't necessarily reward depth. There was pretty good rewards for frontline, and this is where we go back to the misnomer about how to build a good network. Building your front line, building you having to find 100 people to generate decent money. It just doesn't work that way. And the uni level plan pays out better and encourages people to use the leverage, use the multiplication factor. And as I said, we're going to be using 6 by 6 as our multiplication factor. So levels 1 through to 4. So all of the loot box holders can access levels 1 through to 4. Level 1 is automatically open for everybody. If you already have, your gold, platinum, your platinum or diamond loot box, you are already grandfathered in for some of those bonuses. If you're gold, so everybody needs to have some value of direct volume. So with your entry bronze and silver, the direct volume is based on $50. Each $50 in direct volume opens up a new level. As I say, automatically open level 1 for you. Introduce one person, get 5%. But if you've been in the business for a little while, you may be a gold member, and you may have introduced other people who are gold. You will be credited with those sales in terms of having the levels opened up. So if you've introduced and had 6 gold direct sales, then your levels 1 through to 6 will already be open. So, and same for platinum and diamond. 8 gold loot boxes in level 1 will open up the full 8 levels, and 10 gold loot boxes in your level 1 will open up the full 10 levels. But this is where the money is, and this is why we're focusing, and we've got the affiliate calculator to help you understand, and we'll use the 6 by 6. But it's at level 5 and 6 where you get the most rewards. Level 1's good. Level 2's good. Level 3 and 4, they're great. Levels 5 and 6 are fantastic. They're great. The key with this is helping other people that you've introduced do the same as you've done. That's how we expand out. If you introduce 2 people and they introduce 2 people, then you now expanded it out, and you've got 6. If you introduce 3 people and they introduce 3 people, you've now got 12. So the multiplication factor, and that has only just gone down 2 levels. So think about the numbers when you introduce 6 people and they potentially introduce 6, but that happens down 6 levels and continues on. We are talking about, in a 6 by 6 strategy, getting down at level 6, having in excess of 45,000 affiliates. Now that might seem out of reach, and definitely if you're just trying to go out and recruit or support everybody to get in on your level 1, it's going to take you a very long time to get 45,000 people on your level 1. But if you can get 6 or more on your level 1, and you can work with the ones that are keen to do the same, and they can start getting 6 each on their level 1, the numbers expand very, very quickly. And once you get down to that 5 and 6, you're going to be rewarded for every single one of those people that come on at levels 5 and 6 with a 20% bonus on all of the loot boxes that they acquire. And on the way, you would have picked up the 5s and 10%. If you are platinum or diamond, and when we look at the calculator, you will see that you should be able to generate enough money to internally upgrade, which is great. But platinum and diamond, you can push down 8 levels with your platinum, and you can push down 10 levels with your diamond. And again, the numbers of affiliates that would be on those levels 7, 8, 9, and 10 would still produce a significant revenue of 5%, a lot more than if you tried to get the same number on your level 1 that already pays 5%. So we're letting the work of the network build the business, and everybody benefits, even the people coming in towards, at your level 5 and 6. We would be working with those that wanted to help them do the same. And then we're extending down 10, 11, 12. And of course, the infinity bonus pays from level 11 down. So we're incentivized and rewarded for assisting people to build well below 10 levels. The promotions, let's not forget the promotions, because they are an added incentive for you to be active. The token match. See, every loot box that happens on your first line, not your second, third, or fourth, but on your first line, you're getting the same number of super that the person that bought the gold bought that loot box is. So if somebody buys a gold loot box on your level 1, you're getting an extra 6,000 super. Now, when we go to credits, that 6,000 super is going to be internally valued at 20 cents. So do the math on that. 6,000 times 20 cents. That's the additional bonus that you've got for helping somebody, a direct acquire a gold loot box. Very important that we always assist the people that we're talking to get as far through this process as possible. But also there's ways to do this by working with the people that introduced you, the people that introduced them, right? So no one should ever feel this is totally on them to do all of the work. 6 contacts at your direct level, the level 1, let's work with them. Let's help those people do the same thing. And we can build some momentum and get some rewards flowing to absolutely everybody. The player match, I think we will a bit later on be doing some work around what a player means in terms of revenue to an individual affiliate. But understand this, that the first estimates based on some very heavily discounted mathematics is that every player will ultimately generate $1 a month. Now, if you're getting 300 player tokens, you're potentially getting $300 a month off a gold loot box. Now, it won't work perfectly. Some people will make more, some people will make less. But out of the 300 players, there's a good spread there. Some of those players will also introduce other players. Now, players get a 1-level reward for referring somebody else. But we get rewards down to infinity for players that join into the business, because every player gets allocated to an affiliate. And if they introduce people, that all becomes part of that affiliate's downline. And based on various spending through their journey with SuperOne and the SuperOne World, that's generating affiliate bonuses. And it should, again, once we get some momentum, this should take care of itself. So those player tokens, I think, are going to be very valuable. But if you introduce somebody on your level 1, they buy a gold loot box, they're getting 300 player tokens, so are you, 300 player tokens. And then the pool token match. We had a conversation with Andreas through the week and got confirmation that the pool token match is still very much alive and very much working. There was some suggestion that maybe it had expired, but no, it hasn't expired. It's still going. It will run until all of the pool tokens are sold out. And even though you can't see specifically how many pool tokens you've got in your back office, I've been assured that all the information is accumulating in the database, which includes the pool tokens that you're getting through your own loot box purchases and any pool tokens that are due to you through the matching promotion. And it is an update that is due to come in the Progressive Web app, which is the affiliate back office, where you will be able to see your pool tokens. But that is a future update. A few other things need to also be done where people can see the assets that they've got. But rest assured, these assets are all accumulating in the database. It's just they have not been plugged into the interface that allows us as affiliates to see them. But that will happen. The pool token, I've pulled this up. This is a snapshot from the company's website. So match.super.one. I get asked probably at least every second or third day, how do I know how many pool tokens are still available? This is how you know. This is how I know. This is where I go every morning, every afternoon, before we do every presentation, just to see how many there are. It gives me an indication of, or a second indication of what the sales are like, how quickly these are going down. The other indication I get of what sales are going through is through the notifications, because I have pool tokens. Every time a loot box is purchased, then I get a micropayment, and the app notifies me of those micropayments, or I can go and look in the back office and I can see all of those payments, all of the pool bonuses that are paid out, and we can see exactly what's happening. And there's definitely some movement in some specific regions around the world, and we expect that will gain momentum. I think everybody potentially, but definitely those people that had game winnings that were given an offer to convert some of those game winnings to loot boxes would have received an email overnight. And I'm saying overnight, for us, maybe late yesterday, for those people in the different time zones. But that email going out assuring us that they've almost completed the coding that's required to be able to do those allocations. I fully expect when those loot boxes are allocated under that game-winning promotion, you're going to see a big drop in the number of pool tokens. Now, I snapshotted this about 2 hours before we started doing this presentation today. So we've snuck under the 123,000, and I expect this will start going down faster. But like everything, it takes a bit of time for the momentum to gain, but keep an eye on it and see how we're doing. Big things have small beginnings, just reiterating the fact that things start slowly, and as they build momentum, then they start to roll. Just imagine rolling a ball down a hill. It'll start slowly, and then it will just go so fast you can't catch up. And Andy, I've turned my camera off because I'm having some bandwidth challenges at the moment.
Do you want to just stop sharing there, my friend? Beauty. Righto. Awesome, Dave, as always. And I'm going to go a little bit rogue here, Dave, right? This is what I do. I'm going to go rogue because it's going to dovetail into what you've just said. So I want to cover off, I don't do 20 words or less well. right? We all know that, but I'm going to try. So where we're at the moment, and this is the people that are on this call, there's going to be some people that have no intention on sharing this opportunity, this business, right? And becoming active, growing affiliate base. Totally fine. And this business rewards those as well through the assets. There are others, however, who either want to and don't know how, or not sure and could be guided or motivated to do so. So this is the difference around the business. And we went through this with some training that we did yesterday with a group of ours that we've split up and are focused around really wanting to build a business, really wanting to access that incredibly lucrative uni-level plan. So there's two major milestones that you need to understand. It doesn't matter whether you are passive or an active affiliate. The first one, when all the pool tokens are sold out, right? And I believe you've frozen, Mr. Cole. Either that or you're sitting incredibly still. Let us just do this. Right. Let's do that. The first milestone is this. When all of the pool tokens are completely allocated, the entire platform, the game platform, the trivia game platform, Battle Royale, will start to pay real winnings out to players globally, right? Irrespective of whether this has got nothing to do with affiliates. This is about the players themselves, who is actually our market, right? They're our customers. Can you simply imagine what will happen when players start to actually be able to withdraw winnings from their games? My personal view, just my personal view, is that is going to be the first stage of this game for players really starting an exponential viral growth, right? So that's the first milestone. The second milestone is once we reach an average of 1 million users on the SuperOne game platform, trivia platform, every month, that provides all of the support for the already approved listing of the super token. Okay? All you need to do is have a look at all the super tokens that you have in your back office. And as Dave rightly said, put a $ in front of that, because the target is on or around an approximate $1 US listing, right? And then where it goes from there is determined by the market. Okay? So our job, better said, it's not our job. One of the things that we can do to support all of that, everyone, no matter whether you are passive or an active affiliate, you have digital assets, namely the super token, inside your loot box, sitting online in your digital SuperOne wallet, that we would imagine you're wanting to convert at some stage, have the opportunity of converting into real world value. Okay? Therefore, if the active affiliate base supports the business to do that, and it's business, it's economics, it's finance, the business needs to do that. Once the business has done that, everyone starts to take or move from these digital numbers that are just on a screen at the moment into convertible real life value, exchangeable value into the real world, right? So that's that. I want to show you something. So if you're sitting on the edge, whether you want to share this opportunity or not, that's totally cool. Everyone needs to do what they're comfortable with. And we've never, ever been of the position that anything is mandatory. You need to sit within your own comfort zone and do what you're comfortable with, right? So, and this business accommodates so well for that. But this is something that I just want to go through that we went through yesterday, as I said, in one of our training groups. So let me show you this. So the Golden Millionaire Pathway. Some people, rightly so, many people will think that this is absolutely unattainable. What Dave's just gone through and what you can play around with in that calculator is unattainable, fictitious. No way you can do that, right? There are literally hundreds of thousands of affiliate business marketers, participants around the world in decent quality businesses that have done that time and time again for decades, right? It is very possible. And this plan is really, really lucrative because it's been shifted for the stage that SuperOne is at. They're needing to grow the depth of that base because that's going to launch into the players, right? And once the players come, we haven't even spoken about that, the revenue that will come from the players into the affiliate network. The customer is the player, not the affiliate. Really, really important. That's what makes this business so unique. So if you want to have a crack at the Golden Millionaire Pathway, have a think about this. Firstly, you need to genuinely understand the SuperOne bigger picture. And this was yesterday. That was yesterday's focus in our training, is just genuinely understand. The vast majority of people within the SuperOne affiliate network do not understand the scale, the scope, and the gravity of this business. It is not a normal affiliate business. Our customer base have nothing to do with affiliate marketing, have nothing to do with network marketing. There's no auto shipments. There's none of that generates revenue in a closed economy, as most businesses are. This is just a platform to approach the average gaming, trivia, sports, and entertainment fan, right? That's what makes this business really unique. And there's so many aspects to that. Dive deep, understand SuperOne. Be able to confidently and clearly talk about SuperOne. That's the next stage. Because if you confidently talk about it and clearly talk about it, people can understand it, what you're saying, which is the next point, to understand how you speak and how people hear, right? What you are saying might not necessarily be what someone else is hearing. So the best way to get around that, or the best way to approach that, is speak with clarity and confidence from a base of understanding. It's no more complicated than that. Put in the time and effort and understand it, and allow these calls, us, other leaders, to provide you with the language, the vocabulary on how to describe this business. You need, if you're wanting to do this, and the numbers are staggering, and even a fraction of achievement of those targets delivers significant revenue, right? Only a fraction of it. So you might not need to achieve that whole 6 by 6. I mean, that amounts to a network of somewhere in the order of 45,000 people or something in your network, right? It's extraordinary. You don't have to achieve that. Just starting delivers significant financial reward if you believe in the business, if you understand it. That's your choice. But you need to get out of your comfort zone to talk to it. Most people do. No extraordinary results ever come from just ordinary passive effort. Never. Unless you passively, or very casually go and purchase a lotto ticket and happen to be a 1 in 55 million chance and win, right? Business and life is about effort. If you get out of your comfort zone, it might very well be worth your while. SuperOne, this is important. Don't take it upon your shoulders. SuperOne is not your business, right? You are not in control of the market. That's not your bag. You're not in control of it. You're not in control of the gaming market. You're not in control of the SuperOne business itself. You don't sit on the board. You don't make the decisions. You don't raise capital. You don't deal with the marketing partners. But what you do is believe that this concept can absolutely fly. And there's, in our view, is a very, very good chance, more than any other thing that I see out there at the moment, that are often those businesses are in absolute la-la land. I'm speaking very honestly. This is a genuine business where our customer is a genuine average Joe citizen out there with a smartphone, right? None of this network needing to consume for the business to grow. Think about that for a second for those experienced networkers out there. Everyone has a choice. This is simply a potential solution you are sharing that may very well address someone's obstacle, someone's challenge, someone's problem. It may do. It's their choice. It's not you to force anything down anyone's throat. But if you understand it, you speak clearly and confidently about it. You understand how you speak and what they're hearing. You're out of your comfort zone. You understand it's not your responsibility to the business. Everyone's got a choice. One foot in front of the other. This is how people do extraordinary things in these sorts of businesses, is allocate some time, 1 foot in front of the other, regular and consistent activity. That is what produces results. Life full stop, but that is what produces results with this. You need to record your activity and results, and you need to treat this like a business. If you're serious about it, you need to treat it like your own little business. It's not your business to be responsible for, but how you approach and treat it as a revenue generator, that is how you treat this like a business. You need to plug into the established system. We're here to help. Dave and I and our people, we do not mind one little bit who we assist. Not one bit. Whether they're connected to us or not, don't care. Because we believe in SuperOne. We believe that these major milestones that need to be achieved, once they're achieved, the entire network benefits. That's what we're about. There is no place for selfishness or self-centeredness in this. I just simply don't subscribe to it. So plug into the established system. If you don't know how, keep following upline. Ask us questions on this call. We'll help you plug in, right? That's how you do it. And then you simply rinse and repeat. It's no more complicated than that, folks, right? That is how you do it. And if you're interested in that, well, you just need to, you need to simply just plug in, right? Just plug in and just try. Just give it a crack. You never ever know what's going to happen, right? And I can speak from confidence in the sense, and here is my very, thank goodness you're back, Dave. I was lost. I'm nothing without you. What we can say, and Dave and I have said this on several occasions, right? We are normal business people. We're finance, economics, straightforward business people, right? Have been self-employed for the last 20 years. That's what we've done. Not in the blockchain space, not in the network marketing space, not in the affiliate marketing space, no idea. Then we were introduced to an idea. We obviously knew about the industry. We knew about how it worked. We were introduced to an idea, and our fearless and faithful leader, Kevin, delivered us this idea. He said, I've seen this business called SuperOne, and it looks really interesting. So what did he do? He shot Dave and I the details independently. We had a look at it. I didn't speak to Dave. He didn't speak to me. We do have business analytics as a background, right? So we looked at this slightly differently, as I suppose a standard network marketer might. We looked at it. We looked at the numbers, the economics, the market. Does this make sense? Does it have a market? What's the product? Where are the revenue sources for this business? How's it going to be sustainable and grow? Is it going to be able to pay out whilst it grows? What is the function of a network when the customer is actually non-network? And within 24 hours, Dave and I independently went back to Kev and said, we need to have a serious look at this. This is a really clever business. That's how we got into it. That's how we got into affiliate marketing, right? In this sense. So if we can do it, I'm pretty sure many people on this call can do it. So you just got to understand what is important to you. What is that little itch that needs scratching? What is that problem that you have? What is that solution that needs to be created? What is that obstacle that needs to be overcome? And often, you know, my last 20 years has been in finance and money coaching, debt reduction strategies, cash flow management, financial modeling, all that kind of stuff, getting businesses turned around. That's what we do. Dave and I are very similar in our background, and Kev for that matter. It generally comes back to dollars, right? It comes back to dollars or euros or pesos or pounds. I'm not going to go through all of the fiat currencies of the world. I'm going to throw in rupiah, right? The old rupiah. I'm going to throw that in. That's it. So it comes down to that. Why? Because dollars sort out, they create time, they create options, they create opportunity. They allow you to take care of your health more. It's all related. I despise money with a passion, but I love what it does. Right? That's what we're talking about here. So hopefully that was a little, hopefully that was a little inspirational, David. You know, I was floundering there on my own in your absence with your technical difficulties. I had my floaties on. I was bouncing around in the ocean.
All good, Andy. All good.
I was scared. All good. Right. So what are you doing now, Dave? I see another screen share happening. Look out, folks.
Okay. So when this comes up, we're going to have a look at the calculator, because I think it's coming up very slowly, isn't it?
All good. Can see now.
We got it?
Yep.
Okay. First things first.
Perhaps turn your camera off, sir, and just give your bandwidth a little bit.
We've got an income disclaimer. Right. Okay. We've got an income disclaimer. Why is it important? This relies on your activity. So the numbers and potential income presented and referred to in this affiliate calculator are for illustration purposes only. Although with specific activity by the affiliate, along with some specific outcomes, the uni-level affiliate plan will generate the numbers that are referred to. The activities and results of those activities are the sole responsibility of the affiliate. Neither SuperOne nor the presenters make any representations or guarantees of these outcomes. Bottom line is, we can show you the numbers, but there's a little bit of work that you need to do. And that, if you want to review that, that is in the calculator. So all I've done is I've logged directly into the calculator, which is on the SuperOne website. And you can navigate here, the website super.one, find the documentation button, go to documentation, and it will give you a whole range of different things, including a link through to the calculator. I want to start and help people understand that even small amounts can generate a reasonably good outcome. And of course, if $10 is all you or your contacts can afford, then what you can earn from this will be proportionately relevant to you. Now, the question for somebody that has $10, can you find 10 other people that is prepared to put in $10 to get a little piece of the action in terms of this business? And if we teach them to do the same, then we can generate some pretty good outcomes. Now, you can only dig down 4 levels with an entry. Why? Because an entry loot box will only allow you to access the 4 levels. To make things realistic, we're going to put a 50% probability on this, because not everybody is going to introduce, you might introduce 10, but not all of those 10 are going to introduce 10. So we put a bit of probability factor on this. And even at these numbers, I'm sure you would do a little bit of work knowing that there potentially was, 5,000 if you could get this to work. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to do some work to get it. And at some point during this journey, you're going to have to upgrade your entry to a bronze, to a silver, to a gold. You don't necessarily have to go to a platinum, but you will need to upgrade your loot box. So a great opportunity for everyone, every socioeconomic group, to participate in this opportunity. Now, this assumes that these 10 directs only buy an entry. These 10 only buy an entry. And in the mix, doesn't matter if you've only bought an entry, you may still come across people that are prepared to buy a bronze or a silver or higher. So that evens the things out a little bit as well. Bronze, you'll see in the calculator for bronze, all of the referrals in the model also purchase a bronze. The maths behind this is quite simple when we do it this way. If we try and say, oh, some people are going to buy gold and some people are going to buy silver, we just overcomplicate it and it becomes more unrealistic. So we just sit with a very basic process that if you bought a bronze, everybody that you talk to, everybody that you can introduce is also doing bronze. But let's just wind this back. Let's just make this 6 affiliates, because we want to work on a 6x6 process when we get to gold. But again, a bronze can only go down to 4 levels. And the way you dig deeper than the 4 levels is you're going to have to get up to gold. All right, a lot less people in this. 6x6 is significantly less, but still some good potential revenue coming from this. And I've continued to use the 50% chance. It's only going to work half as much as you would like it to. Silver, we'll just quickly go through this. We'll stick on 6x6 with the silver. This is going to increase because the dollar value of a silver obviously is 5 times the bronze. So the bonus becomes a lot higher. In terms of the Gold Millionaire, this is what we're looking at, and this is where, in fact, the numbers can get quite scary. Do you know 6 people that are like you and would be prepared to buy a gold loot box? When you've achieved that, and I'm not saying you only go to 6, you still might know other people that you want to talk to and help them. But if you can get to 6, and as each one of those comes on board, you talk to them about doing exactly the same thing you've done, getting their 6, understanding what potentially that could do for them, then your probability of getting the level, the depth, and the process going, because people will do what you do. If you sponsor somebody and cut them loose and leave them to their own devices, then that's exactly what they're going to do to anybody that they might refer. But if you refer somebody into the opportunity, you explain to them the benefits, or have your upline explain, or bring them onto one of our calls and have us explain the benefits, then they're going to do the same thing, or more likely to do the same thing. This is the duplication. Rinse and repeat. Teach people to do what you've done. People will, by and large, do what you do. If you cut them loose, they'll cut other people loose. You'll get no depth, and you'll just have to go wider and wider and wider. But if you assist each person to understand the opportunity, they're more likely to share it with others. And then they're more likely to let those people understand the opportunity and teach them how to share. So hold on to your wallets, because this is a scary number, even at a 50% probability. All right. Now, it would be absolutely fantastic to get everybody on this call to this point. All right. But let's be realistic. You know, it's not going to happen for everybody. Let's take this down. I think we did it at 21%. I'll just do it at 20. So like 1 in 5 times what you want to do will work. And when we push the button here to do the calculation, their status with this. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. And you may have to contact a reasonable number of people and share the opportunity with a reasonable number of people to get those 6 that are prepared to talk to others. But it's not necessarily about absolutely flogging it to death, or, for want of a better term, vomiting the opportunity on everybody you meet. Talk to your sponsor, get them to help understand the best way to introduce or expose people to the opportunity, so that people can make their own decision as to whether this is something that they would like to do. And if that's the case, if you treat them like that, if you treat them with respect, they are more likely to duplicate what you've done, and they're more likely to talk to other people and help those other people. And together we can grow a big team. And the faster we go, the faster things get moving, because those pool tokens will run out pretty quickly. And then it'll just, the whole business will just be a steamroller. And you can go into the calculator and do platinum and diamonds as yourself. I've done them. Some pretty scary numbers that you just can't jump over.
Wowzers. It's a good job I had my mic off, because there was a couple of thumps there. I fell off my chair. Just kidding. That's poor humor. Which is also what we're
into the questions, because I've noticed some of the questions relate to some of the detail around what we've spoken about.
Yeah, let's wrap it up for these good people. Go through the questions. There's a couple here that I want to address. Just where it is. Okay, this one. There is an addressment. The pool tokens are going at a rate of 200 pool tokens per day. That means a little over 600 days, or over 12 months, well into 2025. I'm going to say it here right now. Wait. Watch what happens probably over the next 3 weeks or so. All right. I think there is stand to be corrected. There is not a hope in a pink fit that those super tokens are going to last much into 2025.
The pool tokens.
And there's
they're not going to last much into 2024.
Into 2024. That's what I meant. I'm a year ahead. Back to the Future. I've been watching it with my son. It's a great trilogy for all of those 80s kids out there. So the reason why is, for starters, and this will allude to another question that is in there. When will the Golden Millionaire presentation begin? There is no Golden Millionaire presentation. It is about the final upgrade and tweak to the uni-level affiliate compensation plan. And what they have coupled it with that sharp video and put some branding around it, because this is really attracting some serious affiliate marketing experts and proponents, right? So there's they had to make it attractive for, let's call it, the network marketers out there. They need to really see, if we're going to put time and effort and bring thousands and thousands of people into this, they're used to having a very, very decent lick of the lollipop, so to speak. And Andreas has listened to them, said, right, we need people in here. Why? Because the affiliates are not our business. Our business are the players. So if we bring affiliates in, they are going to be an enormous platform and springboard into players. That's why they've done it, right? So the pool tokens will not last very long. There's a big Latin American market, Spanish and Portuguese. So Brazil, Portuguese, the Central Latin South American market is being tapped into right now. So there's a couple of big teams that are coming on that are going to go bananas there. There's some significant interest and are being onboarded. Some big networks are coming in through Europe. Some big German leaders and so on and so forth are coming in. And yeah, so it's not a presentation. It's just you move towards that 6x6 strategy. You're on your way to potentially being a golden millionaire. Like that's what it's all about. So
okay, so let's address a couple of others, and we'll blend some of them in together. Do people who have already built a team have to start over, meaning start back at the beginning to maximize the most of this plan? Would you go to your level 1 people and help them first, or help others deeper? I would be doing it both. There's a little bit of challenge at the moment with being able to drill down through your team in the back office to see who it is. So the logic is you know who your directs are. I would be circling a background to them, talking to them, finding out what their level of interest and participation is, but also finding out who in their team, who in their front line, being your level 2, might be interested, we might need to speak to, and then just work your way down that way. Now, Andreas did tell me yesterday that they're updating the website next week. Definitely, I understand that's the SuperOne website, but it possibly could also be part of the affiliate web app, which may improve that speed and the ability to drill down, because drilling down through your team at the moment through the bonus section, if you don't have a big team, it will display what you need. If you've got a big team, sometimes it's tiring out, and that's what Andreas is addressing at the moment in deploying the appropriate server capacity and getting the coding right, so that those queries, which is push the button, I want to see who's on my first level, those queries run a lot faster. And that will also flow over into the onboarding process. It seems that the bigger your team, the onboarding processes are just a little bit slower, whereas brand new people introducing their first person, for some reason, it goes a little bit quicker. This brings us around to the differences between personal volume, direct volume, and team volume. So let's just do the definitions first. Personal volume, or PV, is comprised of 2 things. It's comprised of any purchases you make in your own account. So that is personal purchases. It also includes any personal direct volume, which means any loot box purchases in your tier 1, so the people that you've directly introduced. So you add those 2 together, that is personal volume. We know that each affiliate, to remain active in the affiliate program, should be aiming to get $50 worth of personal volume in a rolling 30-day cycle as a minimum. All right. So that's personal volume. Now, team volume, which we've already been exposed to. Team volume is effectively everyone in your levels 1 through to 10. That's your team. Tiers 1 down to tier 10 is your team. Any volume in that area there contributes to your team volume. Then the brand new one, direct volume, which becomes the function of unlocking these levels in the new uni-level plan, the updated plan. It works like this. And let's just concentrate on gold to make things easier. So gold, platinum, and diamond have the same requirement. Direct volume. So direct volume is what is purchases or loot box sales in your tier 1. You need $500 in direct volume to unlock each level. So 500 unlocks your level 1. Now that's obviously your first. In fact, everybody's got level 1 automatically unlocked. But your second $500 will unlock your level 2. Third $500 will unlock your level 3, and so forth, all the way down to 6 if you're gold, and 8 if you're platinum, and 10 if you are diamond. If you've been in the business for a while and you've already got some tier 1 accounts and they are gold ranked, then each one of those gold ranked accounts has unlocked a level for you already. And I'm pretty sure if you've got one person that's got 2 gold loot boxes, then by default that's opened 2 levels for you, because direct volume is not an individual person. Direct volume is the aggregate of all of the sales in your tier 1. So hopefully that explains how to unlock those levels. And for those people that have been around for a little while and maybe have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 frontline that are already ranked gold, then you were fully unlocked. That's definitely been grandfathered in. In terms of, I think I might have done this already, but my memory goes a bit some days. Do you need to start over? As I've said, if you've already got a bit of a front line, you've already unlocked the levels, but I would still be talking to people at each level. So start with your tier 1s, talk to those people, then with their assistance and their contribution, move to tier 2. Don't take the whole thing on yourself, all right? Because this is about using the power of the numbers to drill down through the system. If you introduce 6 people and then you ask each one of them for 6 names and you race out and do it all yourself, you're going to be doing a lot of work and your success rate's not going to be high. But if you get the 6 people you've introduced to introduce 6 people each, you're still going to get a good result. You may have to help in some of that process, but you're not doing it all yourself. And if you do it that way, where the people that you're introduced are taught how to introduce others, that's the duplication, you are more likely to go deeper faster, because people will do what you do. All right, I'm going to hand back to you, Andy, while I tick off some of these.
Yes. Have you? I think we've just about gone through and addressed those questions. I think we're about ready to wrap up for these good people.
Yeah.
There's one here about grandfathering.
Yeah.
What happened to the grandfathering that was announced in August, due in September? Well, it's been applied. Is what's happened.
That was quick and easy.
Yeah, it's been applied. It's in there. So there's no large team volume hurdle that you need to access the infinity bonus. That was carried forward, so it's already there. So that's an easy one.
All right, a little bit of clarification around player tokens. The player token itself does not generate any revenue, which means it is not a passive asset. A player token it's like a ticket to get a player. And we're all standing in a big long queue. And as the players come into the stadium, we front up, we hand over our player token, and we take that player under our wing. And we do that for as many times as we have player tokens. That player then goes into our tier one and become part of our affiliate structure. Okay? So that the token itself does not generate revenue.
Yeah. Very well answered. I think we've there's just a couple of confirmations around that. I'm incredibly optimistic around that South American market. Thanks, Michael, for your comment. Do understand it's just enormous. One, the numbers are enormous, right? It's a very populous part of the world. They are incredibly passionate about round ball code of association football, like some of the most passionate round ball followers on the planet, right? It's that socioeconomic mix that makes it really, really interesting in terms of what they're going to strive for in the use of their knowledge and their passion. And this switch to credits, you're right, is a bit of a trigger point for a lot of those larger networks and those larger markets opening up, because they didn't want to open up and immediately change. So go from the current loot box arrangement where it is static assets per price. Rather, they wanted it to be, this is now how it's going to be going forward in terms of what the affiliate offer is. They didn't want to come in with a change imminent. So you're right, and we're really, I see huge potential. And that comes back to that question: don't expect the pool tokens to last very long. Most of those people that are wanting to build a network are going to strive to get to gold as quickly as possible. That is twice the amount of pool tokens. Well, no, it's not. It's 33% more pool tokens going at that proportionate rate, right? So they're going to go quick because of that, because of the pool token match. They're going to go quicker. Yep. So I think it's really, really good.
Yeah. I thought of something and I forgot it. Bother. Oh yes. Everybody should have received an email overnight, or maybe yesterday for those people in Europe. This week, expect 2 German clubs to be added to the game roster in SuperOne. We're expecting Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And my apologies to any Germans who think I've said that the wrong way. That's my English interpretation of
Bayern München and Borussia Dortmund.
Yes, thank you, Andy.
That's okay.
And expect that it won't be far away before another pair get introduced. And they're being selective around the pairs, apparently. And if you are German, you'll probably be able to confirm this, that these 2 clubs are
huge
rivals. And that is part of the whole structure of the Battle Royale, is to actually start pitting the fans of one club against the fans of another club. Who knows the most, who's the smartest, and so on and so forth. So
that's a really cool point that you just raised there. The rivalry is beyond just club. Where does club rivalry come from? It comes from the geographical location, the heartland of where they are. And Dortmund is like central Germany, Ruhrpott, as they call the steel production, fabrication, like this, the commercial powerhouse of Germany, but the wealth of the business in Bavaria and Munich, right? And there's this rivalry between them. Who built Germany and who financed Germany? You know, that kind of rivalry. It's enormous. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a question here about if you have enough credits during the transition, can you use them to buy the lesser value loot boxes? Understand, you're not buying loot boxes with credits. the loot boxes you buy will give you credits. So it's not purchase a loot box with credits, it's get credits when you purchase a loot box. But up until we do that transition, nothing changes. It's super, pool, player, NFTs, spaces, and towers. That's the contents of the loot box. That's significant value. Yes, and there is an extremely limited offer going out for some people to be able to upgrade their gold to platinum. So check your inboxes and see what's happening. Apparently that did go out. I think it's only limited.
That's just a massive Kickstarter. If you're not only the assets that are coming in there, if you're wanting to say, I'm going to give this a crack at sharing this opportunity, that is a massive Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think on that, we should probably wrap it up, Andy. We've taken a lot of these people's time.
We have. It's been a long one, but a good one. Go back to the YouTube channel, YouTube / SuperOne Affiliates.
Yeah, at SuperOne Affiliates.
At SuperOne Affiliates. Dave is the tech whiz in the family. At SuperOne Affiliates. All of our recordings are in there. The Saturday Sofa, the town halls, the opportunity presentations, all of those sorts of things. Use that as a resource. And that's another thing, coming back to sharing it is super easy. Just send them to that site. If you can't send them on a live call that are on superzoom.io /events. I'm getting a nod.
Got that right.
Yeah, thank you. Finally got that right. That's where all the events are. So if they want to watch live, that's quite good to see it happen live, that it is actually happening. But the recordings in their own time, use that YouTube channel as a resource. You're just sending people there. There's no links on that YouTube channel, none of that. They're just going to have a look at it and say, oh, that's interesting. And they're going to come back to you. That's the way it's been set up, right? So it's all good. Righto. David, you are an absolute consummate professional. Despite your technical challenges, left me floundering out there in the ocean, but we survived. It's okay. Righto, folks, it's been fun. Thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you, Mez, diligently working in the background. That was very, very much appreciated. And yes, we will see you on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time, which is Greenwich Mean Time +8. So just have a look. But if you look on the calendar on the superzoom.io /events, it always shows wherever you're logging in from. It'll show you local time. So you can do that. We'll be back next week for either a Saturday Sofa or potentially a town hall. We never know with that man, Andreas. We never know. We usually get about 15 minutes notice that we're running a town hall, and that's okay. That's what we do here. So it's all good. You have yourself a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Thanks for your attendance. Hopefully it's been of assistance, and make no mistake, what we've gone through is absolutely possible for everyone. It's your choice, and you're not forcing anything down anyone's throat. It's everybody's choice. That is probably the take home for today. Righto. Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Mez. Thanks, everyone.